welcome. It's me, Percita, and this is Percita'S Paradox. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you and your ability to find me on this thing called YouTube. If you are new to this channel, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you. And if you are an OG, you know the drill. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me week to week, month to month, year to year. If you could be so kind as to go ahead and subscribe. If you are listening to my voice, hit the notification button. Also remember on all videos to like, share, and comment. I would greatly appreciate your support. So on this past Tuesday, I believe, I started the idea and the notion and the kickoff, so to speak, of the fitness challenge. So I wanted to come on again today. I am taping this a day late in regards to, I should say, actually getting it on, because I wanted to add this video between the next series of videos, just to say, one, thank you so much. I had an overload of people who decided that they wanted to be a part of the challenge, and it was a little overwhelming. So I've been literally trying to get emails out to everyone over the last couple of days, and that is why I did not get back to you. But I wanted to get on today and actually give you a little bit more feedback in regards to how it's going to work and what we're going to do and how excited we are to get going. So there are a few words that are on the workout that a few people have asked about. So we're going to talk about that today, but we're also going to talk about just some expectations and some mindsets that we want to actually get into in regards to the challenge and how we want to be successful, right? So first things first, we want to make sure that we are in a mindset every single morning before we get started with the workout. So I want everyone to get into the habit of having a glass of water on their nightstand so that when they wake up, before you even get out of the bed, to just actually start to drink that water. That, one, starts your metabolism. Two, it gets you going in regards to, your body flushing and things like that. And it also wakes your body up. So all of those things really identify waking your body up. But to be very specific, I wanted to give you that feedback. So you want to make sure you do that. If you are a pre-workout kind of a person, it meaning you need some type of caffeine or something to get you going because you're going to work out early morning, please make sure that you allot yourself at least 15 to 20 minutes before you start to work out, before you actually work out. If you're taking the pre-workout, give it a minute, let it actually sit in your system. Total TMI moment, it may cause you to have to use the restroom. And with that being said, you don't want to start your workout and then have to stop in the middle to actually go to the restroom. I'm a morning workout person, or a very late evening workout person. Let me say that, because I do have a little option in my life at this point. And with that being said, I definitely give myself that a lot of time. If you are a medication person, you definitely want to eat before your workout, because I get asked this question, and I had it on almost all of the emails for the people who are asking about pre-workout. You want to eat. The people that are over 45 typically should actually have a meal before. Back in the day, you could easily get up and say, you know what, I'm going to go into intermittent fasting, which basically means that you're going to work out on an empty stomach, or what they call fasting type cardio is typically what you hear. I don't suggest it, especially women. For us, we actually need a very healthy intake of fat during this time of our lives, closer to menopause, closer to the idea of just allowing the body to actually process. And you may say, well, what's healthy fats? Think of all the things that you love and some of the things that you hate. You want to get into, of course, the avocados and the oils of some sort, making sure that you're eating more butter than margarine. I can't believe it's not butter and things like that. But you also want to be very conscious of like your avocados and your EVOOs and your, what other oil can I think about? Your corn and vegetables. If you can stay away from those, do as best you can, but you just want to make sure that you're having the proper consumption. I particularly like coconut oil. I cook in that and I also consume it by itself, right? So just to give you that tidbit. Outside of that, you don't want to continue to work out if you're feeling lightheaded. Lightheaded does mean that you're not hydrated. So anytime you're in any sense of dehydration, be it lack of food or lack of water, you want to make sure that you stop and hydrate and then go back to your workout. And that might not mean that you go back within the hour or so. It may mean that you'll have to delay it throughout the day or a later part of the day. In regards to everything else, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? So I'm not giving away any information to the people who have not signed up. This is really for the people who have. So I do apologize for everyone who's like, girl, when are we getting back to like the advice. Give me this last video that I can really go through the fitness portion of it, and then we'll actually pick right back up on our next steps in regards to Percita'S Paradox and all of my great opinions and insights on life and how to make it more rewarding for you. So pretty stoked, but I want to make sure that you're really like feeling the idea of what you need to do, because it's kind of funny once you start, you do find yourself getting a little overwhelmed in regards to what I might be asking, even though I'm not asking for a lot. So I want to make sure that these things are covered. If you are a person that works out in the evening, the same thing applies. You want to make sure that you are decompressed, and you want to make sure that you're not going to stimulate yourself with a pre-workout of any sort, including caffeine of any sort, coffee or otherwise, if it's going to mess up your sleep. So let's be very conscious on what I just said and make sure that we are really making our time efficient and not then working out and not really feeling like you can get to sleep. Because for me in particular, it could kind of stimulate me to want to wake up more so than go to sleep. So I'm really touch and go in regards to how late I'm really willing to work out. So you be very conscious of you and listen to yourself and listen to your body. For all of the people who are concerned about food, you want to get the food in by the end of the day. It doesn't really matter how you put it. Doesn't really matter where you structure your meals. If it's 1 hour or 3 hours time frame in between, you just want to make sure that you're consuming enough calories at the end of the day to make sure that your body is actually in a deficit that can be refueled, not a deficit where you're starving yourself. So typically when you think of weight loss, people think of eating less. And I'm just going to tell you, for my friends and family who have been working out all their lives, and now that they're over 45, they can't shake the weight. It has a lot to do with you're still trying to starve yourself, and you think that that's going to be efficient. If you haven't noticed, you're going to get fatter, fluffier, puffier, and I would suggest that you actually go into an idea of eating more, because I would tell you that your body is definitely in a deficit, and when it's in a deficit, it's going to store. So in order to get your body to release, you have to eat more, right? It equates to the person that you know that's lean, or I would just say smaller. They typically eat a lot, and they eat a lot, and their metabolism is high because the body's not ever in a deficit. It's not waiting for food. It basically is a machine that's very clear that it's going to constantly get food, and everything works to its good. So it will release food, and it will release the resources of food because it knows that it's going to be replenished. So let's make sure that we're doing that, because my God, it is crucially important for you to make sure that you are fueling the body. It would equate to gas in the car. You cannot drive 40 and 50 miles if there's no gas in the car. You have to make sure that it's fueled. And if you want to make sure that the fuel injection on the vehicle works best, then you know that you need to fill the tank up so that it actually works to its best capacity instead of putting a little bit of gas in it at a time, right? So hopefully I've covered all of the questions. I thought it would be so much easier for me to come on and actually have a video about it instead of trying to actually individually answer you all, because I got a lot of people, guys. I was kind of overwhelmed because you guys, you kind of touch and go with the way that you talk. So I didn't really know, how many people would really be interested. But I'm super excited to say that so many people were interested that it's taken me days to actually answer everyone's email. So if you haven't gotten your email yet with the information, look for it within today or the next couple of days. And I promise you, you'll have it this week's end. You'll have it by this week's end. And this week's end is actually today, because this video should be going out on Friday. Okay? So hopefully that's it. If there's anything else that you can think of that I did not cover in regards to, I don't know, anything over the top. If you don't know what the moves are, for the most part, you can Google them. I'm not giving you anything overly strenuous. Again, I don't know everyone's individual perspective in regards to what their body is doing, or if they even understand what their physical limitations would be. Therefore, this is a very general dynamic of information. If you talk about something more personal, then we'd have to do a little bit more on the business side and discuss me coming up with something for you individually. But again, I want to thank you so much for really allowing me the opportunity to give you another piece of me. It is so cool to do that. It is so cool to see and feel me combining two sides of myself together, meaning the psychological side of me. I've always said that training is kind of a funny dynamic. It's always had a psychological end to it that, we talk when we say mind, but for me, it's always been more counseling and individual, personal, spiritual type guidance. And I'm really excited to be able to bring to you not only what I like to call Percita'S Paradox, but also Bodies by Percita, which is who I am and what I've honestly been known for over 20 years. So super excited about it. Thank you again so much for joining me. And again, if you hear this video and you're like, what is she talking about? Go back and listen to last couple of videos. One, I'm actually in the dark because I'm literally coming back into my office space and then trying to actually shoot a video. So disregard the poor quality. I just had to get it done. But go from there and actually then listen up until now and you'll get an idea as to what we're talking about. And if you want to join in, you have until the end of today. And today would be Friday, and this would be March 18th that this would be coming out. Anything after that, I'm sorry, I won't have any room to be able to communicate with everyone because there's just a lot of you. So again, thank you so much. Always remember that before you can do anything, we have to do 3 things. And those 3 things are live life authentic. As always, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. And I expect to see you looking, feeling, and being as fantastic as I know you are. As always, have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.